But we do know that this was a stunning turn of events for the people of God. Right? The kind of destruction and exile that the people had experienced was essentially a death sentence for the nation, right? This wasn't the kind of thing that people bounced back from, typically in the ancient world. So the survivors would be taken to a foreign land and then eventually blend into the culture there, right? That's why Ezekiel pictures the people of God at the beginning of the exile as this valley filled with dead bones, right? You're dead as a nation once you're exiled, right? But now suddenly they have this new lease on life. It's like all the bones in the valley have come together and come back to life, right? They can come out of the grave as a nation. I know the important thing to know about Cyrus when we read the Second Chronicles, the way that his decree is stated there, he sounds like a good follower of Yahweh. Right? But the thing that you need to know about Cyrus is he was not a good follower of Yahweh. Cyrus wasn't just doing this for the Jewish people. We actually have a firsthand account of this, not in the Bible, but from an historical source, an artifact called the Cyrus cylinder that was discovered in the late 1800s. And I want to read to you just a few lines from the Cyrus cylinder because I think it's helpful for us to get this historical perspective. This is what Cyrus had written on this cylinder. I returned the images of the gods to the sacred centers on the other side of the Tigris, whose sanctuaries had been abandoned for a long time, and I let them dwell in eternal abodes. I gathered all their inhabitants and returned them to their dwellings. So this policy is not a policy that is only about the Jewish people. This is Cyrus's policy towards conquered peoples. And then a few lines further down, he says, may all the gods whom I settled in their sacred centers ask daily of Bel and Nebu that my days be long, and may they intercede for my welfare, right? So he's looking for some benefit from all these gods that he has sent back to their temple. And so Cyrus is a guy who believes in many gods. And so he mentions Yahweh in his decree about the Jewish people, but he's got no problem acknowledging Yahweh as well as all of these other supposed deities. But here's the thing, and here's why this is important to understand. His policy, what he does here, still fulfills God's purposes for his people. Right? Just as an aside, this is what Isaiah had predicted would happen well over 140 years earlier. He said that a man named Cyrus was going to do these things. And there's a final application for us here. God uses unbelieving governing authorities to fulfill his purposes.